Lindsay Vastola, and we just had an awesome event here this morning. Kicks and Coffee here at Princeton Running Company. This is Brian Harris. He's the manager here at Princeton Running Company. First of all, thank you for having us.
Oh, thanks for coming in.
Really
we loved
a fun time.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Thank you for having us. But what we want to tell you about, a lot of people have questions about how to pick the right shoes, and unfortunately, we are sort of guilty of just getting the prettiest shoes or ones that match our outfits. But tell us a little bit about the importance of picking the right shoe for the activity that you're doing.
Yeah, the biggest thing about picking the correct shoe is you want to land on a stable footing when you're doing any exercise, because injuries occur from repetition combined with instability. And if you're starting with an unstable plane where your foot is on the wrong plane, like either the wrong angle or even not enough stability because it's too cushy. If you're wearing a running shoe when you're doing a lot of lateral movement, you should have a cross trainer. Those type of issues are going to lead to problems down the road, whether it be your ankles, your knees, your hips, your back. Unfortunately, everything is connected, so that's what we try to get people in the right shoe so that it doesn't occur.
And it really starts in your feet too. That's carrying your weight and moving you. What do you think the biggest mistake people make when they buy shoes?
I think the biggest mistake is people always assume, well, my shoe size is 5 or 6 or whatever it is when they wear a dress shoe, and they don't realize they have to go up a half a size to a size for an athletic shoe because the fit is completely different. That's the biggest difference.
So what do you do different here that maybe just going to a Lady Foot Locker or one of your other your main stores? That's okay. These other sort of major brand stores. What do you guys do differently here than just sort of like, oh, well, I like this shoe. Can I have a size 8? What do you guys do differently that you suggest having people come and getting fitted and everything analyzed?
The main thing is we look at the foot length. We look at the width, which is important. I think a lot of people don't take that into account. And then on top of that, we really look at how your foot moves in the shoe, like as far as if when your foot rolls, if it rolls inward and you need a shoe that supports for that, or if it rolls out. And then if you have a supportive shoe, you can be over-correcting, which might not be the right term, but at the very least you can be out on your feet and that can hurt your hips and knees. So we try to make sure that people were set for the right foot based on their gait, and also even like the angle of their hips, how it comes in, all of those factors with their body's basic biomechanics. Yeah.
I think another thing is everybody's made differently, so you can't just talk to your girlfriend and if she has a nice pair of shoes that she likes that she might feel good in. Don't just say, oh, I'm going to get those too. We're all different in terms of how our bodies, our biomechanics, how we move, and what we're doing. So
that is one of the most difficult things. Is a lot of people say, well, I've been recommended this shoe because Asics, for example, is the runner's shoe. And I personally, I think Asics are decent, but they haven't worked as well for my foot as some other brands. Which isn't to say they're not great shoes. It's just every shoe has a different last or cut. Some shoes are known for a higher arch. Some are known to have a tighter heel. So those are the type of things that at a store like this will steer you in the direction of hopefully the right type of shoe to fit your foot type.
How often do you suggest people replace shoes? Because I know you get a pair of shoes and you just keep them for a year or two after wearing them every day, or what's sort of a good recommendation to go with?
Usually the running companies will say 300 to 500 miles, which is tough though if you're just doing training and whatnot. So, if you've been training every day and you're using that same shoe every day, like I know you had said before, 3 to 6 months is something you try to target, and I think that's accurate. The biggest thing is if people aren't sure, you should really try to evaluate if you're feeling aches and pains that you hadn't recently, if your back hurts, if your knee hurts. I have a lot of people that come in here and they're like, oh, I used to love these shoes and now I don't love them anymore. And I'm like, well, that's probably because they're done. They're at the end of their life cycle.
And I think it's the one shoe, ladies, that we should invest a little bit more in because it does have such an impact on our knees, our hips, our back. I know personally for me, I have lower back issues, and I know the minute my shoes are starting to get bad is because, once I get that, my back starts aching a little bit more. So you have to listen to your body. We always talk about that, but listen to your body. I think
absolutely.
You're not doing mileage.
And another thing is, too, even beyond shoes, and this is one thing that I think that we really try to do, is we're not just trying to sell shoes, but we want people to be healthy in general. I find that people blame something on a shoe, but then if we watch them on the treadmill, I'll be like, well, are your hamstrings tight? Or is your one hip out of alignment? And I don't think enough people take into account. That's when they have to really talk to someone on your end to say, okay, can you evaluate where I'm off and try to focus on the areas that are tighter or weaker so that you can actually become just more balanced above your feet.
Absolutely.
So that's huge.
Well, thank you again, Brian.
Oh,
Thanks for having us.
Love it,
So come out. This is Princeton Running Company right in Princeton on Nassau Street. Take a day, come into Princeton, and get a good pair of shoes.
Thank you very much. Oh, we appreciate it. Thank you. Have a great day.